Good morning. It's Stacy from PeonyLaneDesigns.com. Have you subscribed to the channel yet? If not, click the little blue button. Don't forget to click the subscribe button, comment down below, like this video, and click the bell icon to be notified. I'm excited because I think today's the day the chairs come together. Did some work off camera last night, and I cut the foam and glued it to the back. The reason I did that was so that there's not so many moving parts when I try and staple along the edge. I also did decoupage the fabric onto the back of the wood round and around the edges of the round. Here's why I did that. Go through the process of my brain. When I pull the fabric around the front and staple it along the edge, I want to make sure that this fabric is in there as well, so that if this glue ever comes detached, if the glue ever fails, the fabric will still be stapled in place with the other fabric. So this glue right now is just helping me upholster this. So the glue on here, I hot glued this down, just helping me so that I'm not dealing with so many things that are shifting. I didn't want it to shift at all, and this was my solution. I do have white gimp that will be hot glued around the edge to cover the staples, and then these will be put in place on the chairs. I have waited for 2 years to do these chairs. Like, you don't even know. I walked past them almost every day. So they were sitting outside on the side of my garage, and I would see them when I take things out to the garbage, when I go out to the shop, and I wanted to get them done really, really bad. And finally seeing them to this point of completion where I can set that in there, and if I look at this from the back, they look done. Like if I don't look at this part, they're gonna be so pretty. They're so pretty. So today is the day we staple the front on. This is the part that I've been dreading because I'm stapling along an edge. I think it's going to be okay. I got this. I got this. I've never done this before. I've never done a chair like this before. Obviously, you've seen me upholster just straight, recovering seat cushions and stuff like that. But to the point of a back like this, no, I've never done it. And I debated on how I was going to do it, if I was going to just, leave the back ugly. We're not going to leave the back ugly. I even have a new product to ensure the back is not ugly. And I'll show you guys that in a little bit. But yeah, the gimp will be pretty around the circle. You won't see the staples, and it should be lovely. But we're going to go out to the shop and use the staple gun out there. I just wanted to come in here and show you guys what I've done. And here's the fabric that we're going to use today. And I would like to get as much of the flower pattern on there, so I had to cut out 2 sections of the giant floral pattern. And now I have no excuse for not going out there. I haven't finished my coffee yet. My phone didn't charge last night. That's an excuse. I'll finish my coffee and then I'll go out and we'll get this done. Okay, we're in my husband's shop, and he said there should be enough air left in the line of the compressor. Turning his compressor on, it's back in a dark hidey hole and it's full of spiders, and you know how I feel about spiders. So if I don't have to turn it on, I'm not going to turn it on. If I can get at least half of this done right now, when he wakes up, he can turn it on. I do not love spiders. I have one sleeve of staples left. I have more in the house, but I'm going to put you guys on time lapse, and I've cut down, let me show you. I've cut down the fabric to the part that I want on a round. I also have cotton batting underneath there, and we're just gonna get after it. I am going to put a staple on the edge at the top and a staple on the edge at the bottom to tighten it, and then just start working my way around and tightening it and stapling on the edge. Now, saying that, let's make sure that the back, the stripes go up and down. I want the back stripes to go up and down and the front stripes to go up and down. Let me check. Did I lay it out right? I did not. So that's up and down and that's up and down. Good. That's what I want to see. Now I'm going to lay this face down, and then I'm going to put staples right along the edge here on one side, and then pull it tight. Do the other side, and that should work. Let's do it live first before I put you on time lapse. Am I nervous? Heck yeah, I'm nervous. Wow, this isn't helping. That didn't work at all. The heck? Okay, never mind. Oh, it's a challenge, y'all. It's a challenge. Ooh, got it. All right. So, I have it the right way. Yay! So there's our first staples holding everything in place. And then I will put staples along these two edges and then start pulling and working my way around the whole thing. I did it. It looks amazing. I'm trying to trim as close to the staples as I can get, but y'all, I did it. Let's do the other one. I'm so excited. I'm out of staples, so I'm gonna run in the house because they're T50s and I think I have that. I'm gonna go figure it out. I got a whole box. Like I drew it up. Not bad for somebody who's never taken an upholstery class. I just have to figure things out in my brain and then I just do it. Now, to attach them to the chair without ruining or snagging the fabric, and I need to make sure the flowers are growing up. The stripes are going up. So like that. I got to get the GIMP around it first. So we're going to hot glue. This is called GIMP. It's upholstery trim. And it just makes it look pretty. And I want the GIMP to end at the bottom, to meet at the bottom so that, I mean, you'll see it up here at the top. And you don't want the seam to be at the top. So we're going to glue it so that the GIMP appears at the bottom. So let me break out the hot glue gun. It's warm out there today. I'll break out the hot glue gun and get this all glued up. And then I'm going to show you a new thing to me. I mean, some of you may have seen it before. It's new to me. And then I'll show you that. Let me get this glued up. Before I finish up, I just wanted to tell you how extremely important it is to consider your pattern when upholstering. It's like I knew I wanted my flowers to be growing up and not down. So I did that on the back as well. And I wanted my stripes to, they don't match, like there's a white one here and a pink one here, but they needed to all be going in the same direction. And the flowers on the seat are growing up and the flowers on the back are growing up. If you had a pattern of any other kind, you want to make sure that it's facing the right direction. I can't even count the number of times when I started doing upholstery that I'd screw it down and, you know, you have a back on it. So there's definitely a where, you know, it should be facing out. And I'd look at it and go, well, that's upside down. I have to take the whole thing apart and turn it around. But if I had upholstered this with the flowers going down on the back and going up on the front, I would have been really mad at myself. So that's why I flipped it over a couple times to take a peek at, make sure everything is going the right direction. So consider your pattern when upholstering and make sure that you're laying it out the way you want to see it as the final product. So they said it's so pretty. Oh god. All right. I'll wait for my glue gun to heat up. And she's trimmed off. Do I wish it wasn't bright white? Yeah. But I'm using what I have. So this is GIMP that I already had. The fabric's what I already had. It's just, it'll be fine because the chairs are bright white. So when I put it inside the frame, it matches the frame of the chair. So I'm saying it's good. I got to glue the second one on. Pick all the hot glue off my hands. Did I burn myself? Of course I did. And then I panicked about halfway through that I wasn't going to have enough GIMP left to finish this one. I will have enough. A little bit of a panic. A little bit. Okay, we are glued and we are pre-drilled on this one because I want to show you this. What I was thinking, okay, here's how this happened. My thought process. I don't want to see mangy old screws sticking out the back, so I went looking for decorative screws, which don't really exist, but they do have screw covers. So what it is this is like a little washer that you put down first, and then you screw this into the chair, and this is threaded. Can you see that? And then you put this cap over it so you don't see the screws in the back of the chair. And I'm very, very excited about this because I didn't want to see them. I didn't want a hex head screw sticking out the back. I didn't want just a plain Phillips screw sticking out the back. And I'm like, I could paint it. So I went back and forth, and then I checked out the different kinds they had, and I wanted white, but the white one was like a plastic cap over the top, and I didn't really like that. So I went with the brass. Will it look, I mean, it's going to look better than just having a screw back there, but it will be odd to have just these brass caps on the back, admittedly, but I'm still doing it because I still like this better than just seeing the end of a Phillips screw sticking back there or a hex head screw of some kind, which is what it had on originally that we took off. And I'm like, I don't love that. So the screw goes into the little threaded base, and then this gets screwed on the top. So I'm gonna put one on. I've pre-drilled my holes on this one so that the screw doesn't snag the fabric. It still might snag the fabric, but let's see. Do I want to hand do it, or do I probably should. I probably should use a hand one. Hang on. I've got a hand screwdriver just because I'm assuming this brass is really soft, but let's try it. All right. It doesn't look so bad. I'm going to get all the other ones on just so that it says, because it's moving, obviously, and I want to make sure that they're all in place and it's straight and tightened down. Then I'll come back and I'll show you how to do the caps on the back. Okay, so those are on. Now these little caps just get screwed over the top. So much better than actually seeing the screws. You guys, I'm so excited about that. That makes me happy because that was the other thing, is that the back was going to be exposed and I didn't want to see those icky screws. So yay, it works. And there it is with all 3 of them in place. So I think that gives it a nice finished look. Not happy? You bet I am. Oh, I love that so much. Oh, I gotta get a price tag on them, get them over to Vintage Junkie. These are one of my favorite projects to date because I didn't think I'd be able to pull it off. I'll be honest with you, they sat out there for 2 years while I worked up the courage to get it done. The dog hair off of it. I'm so happy, you guys. This is one of those projects where you kind of have to, you know, push yourself a little more each time you do a project. Like when I first started out, everything was just basic. Everything was just basic. Now I look back at some of the things I thought, oh, I love how I did that. And I go, oh, so embarrassing. But now I'm happy with how these turned out. I'm really happy with the screw covers because it was vexing me. Like I was not feeling it, seeing the screws sticking out the back. So I'm very, very happy that I found those. I have a baggie full of them left. We'll be using them again, I'm sure, so that it hides the screws. But look how pretty they are. From those rusty little hulks that I got for $10 at Picket Fence. The woman who sold them to me is probably going to be thrilled to see these when they're done. I'm contemplating putting felt on the bottom of the feet, and then that'll be the last thing I do to them. But I'm really, really happy with how they turned out. So thanks for watching, you guys. Happy junking. Bye.
Visit my blog, peonylanedesigns.com, for more tips, tricks, and inspiration. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon so you'll be notified of new videos. I post every week DIY tutorials and, of course, more junkin' videos.